the holiday season is a time for joy, celebrations, and spending time with family. Now, people are hosting parties, cooking special meals, and traveling to see loved ones. But with all that excitement, accidents can, of course, happen. And these can range from small cuts and burns in the kitchen to more serious issues like allergic reactions or emergencies. So it's important to be ready to keep everyone safe and stress-free. Today, we're talking to Donald Baloyi, who's the Gauteng Emergency Medical Services from that department, to learn how to handle medical emergencies during the holidays. Donald, thank you so much for your time on the agenda this hour. So with so much going on during the holidays, what are some of the most common medical emergencies you come across?
Good morning, and good morning to your viewers and the listeners. Most of your medical emergencies we receive in our emergency communication center would range from your traumas, then your medical emergencies would be your allergies, reaction, or your ideally it would then, or else it would be your asthmas, and then you would experience then just your normal chronic ailments, which is your diabetes, your hypertensive emergencies, which we respond to as Gauteng Emergency Medical Services.
And Mr. Baloyi, we are also seeing fire incidences as well becoming a thing, particularly during this time. We just spoke there to Gift of the Givers just before we got into this chat with you about those fires that ravaged communities. Around fire safety, I'm sure there's also a need to spread, awareness around that.
Oh, yes. With regards to that, we want to remind the public to be cautious, especially with your festive decorations, especially those involving candles, lights, your firecrackers, but also we want to sensitize the community on preventing, how to prevent fires and not overloading electrical outlets like your plugs, because you may find or feel the need to want to connect more of those Christmas lights and all that, but also keeping your flammables materials away from, especially your heat sources from the sun, keep it away from the fires. And we want to advise as well the communities, to, if possible, keep a fire extinguisher, or you can these days procure your fire detectors that you can install in your homes. I think for now we'll keep it at that.
Yes, and I want us to also, circle it back to everything that happens right now as people prepare for Christmas. So what steps can families take to prepare for potential health emergencies during the festive season?
Yeah, first I think we need to ensure that we have like a fully kitted first aid kit. It's important as it will, help with quick access and help with stabilizing the patient while you're waiting for professional help. But also having a fully kitted emergency kit helps you with minimizing delays, because time is very critical during an emergency. A fully kitted first aid kit allows you to care for yourself in an emergency, or you can care for others while you're waiting for emergency medical services to respond.
And still on that, Mr. Baloyi, on first aid kits, you'd hear some people say that it takes a lot to stock up one first aid kit to say it's effectively and sufficiently stocked up. Maybe talk to us about just the basics that your first aid kit should contain to say that, this is something that can get me through any emergency.
Yeah, it's really quite affordable to have your emergency kit stocked up. You don't really need a lot. You just need a couple of bandages for your bleedings. You need a couple of crepe bandages, your very small sizes like your size 1, 2, and 3. You need your antihistamines, so those don't really cost a lot. So those are actually easy to cheap to procure from any pharmaceutical store.
Yes, and that's very helpful, I must say. And so, what should someone do if they experience perhaps an allergic reaction during a holiday meal?
Yeah, I think first it is to remain calm. Importantly, you need to have these numbers readily available where you can dial 1177 or 112. Provide us with your contact number, state the nature of your emergency. If you know your condition, you state what is your condition. While the call takers will be guiding you on what to do, and then you provide us with your address or a landmark for quick access. And all this helps with you making a very clear decision making regarding your condition or whoever you're calling to help. But it also helps you to communicate effectively with us as Gauteng Emergency Medical Services. You will be, it helps you to also reduce, panic during that time, because we can be able to then guide you from the call taking side as to what is it that you need to do during that period where you're either experiencing an allergic reaction. So if you have your medication, we'll guide you to start taking your medication. If you have your antihistamines, for example, we'll guide you to start taking that. And then while EMS is responding to the address and the landmark you may have provided.
All right, so Donald Baloyi is from the Gauteng Emergency Medical Services. Thank you very much indeed for your insights on the program this hour.